Oh man.
Wow.
Oh, that was awesome. That was couldn't have ended off better. He went back to go talk back with Morty, since that wasn't the real Morty the whole time. That whole time it played it off really good, as that was the real Morty. I seriously thought that Morty was with Rick the whole time in that simulation.
Yeah.
And then Jerry was just the extra person. But no, Morty was the extra person, and it was Jerry and Rick.
True.
So that was really, really funny actually. But played it off really good. At least we got to see the real Morty in the end.
He was sleeping.
Kind of freaking out. I bet he was wondering what the hell Rick was even talking about that whole time. And then towards the end when he said, "Are you a simulation?" He was like, "What a life." Yeah, he had no idea what was even going on. Just his drunk grandfather coming in with a knife and accusing him of being a simulation. That's not the way you want to be woken up.
Morty was bumping into the garage. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can start off with the mom. Obviously from the beginning she was already giving signs away that she was, obviously a simulation. Rick noticed that. He didn't really point it out in the beginning until, he noticed something weird was going on. But I think what made him think something was going on was when Morty ends up, crashing into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of gave it away a little bit in the beginning, like really, like in the beginning, like when Morty's talking to Rick in the garage, and then Morty ends up crashing into the wall right before he's going to school.
Yep.
That was, I think, the first little hint of that. That Morty was also a simulation. But, we didn't think anything of it because he was still in class, being the one that was being pointed at, everybody. Mm-hmm. So, they fooled you a little bit, thinking like, oh no, he this is still the real Morty because he's still getting treated differently than everybody else is. He's still acting a little more normal the way Rick and Jerry are. So it kind of got you going, thinking that, Morty was still real.
Yeah, because we know Morty isn't very intelligent, but then again, if you think about it, he's not that dumb to just walk into things,
Yeah, definitely. Rick ends up showing up to the school, letting Morty know that this is the world we are in currently is a simulation. Right? He knew it was a simulation, or did he think it was just a setup?
No, he didn't know that it was a simulation. He just knew that the aliens were after him, or whatever his black matter recipe that he came up with.
So he knew something was going on.
He knew that they were being watched. That's why he said, we have to be here in the shower taking off.
Naked, yeah. Naked. There you go. They had to be naked because the aliens didn't like human nudity. Mm-hmm. So since they don't like seeing private parts, that's why they were naked most of the time. Or whenever Rick and Morty wanted to get some private time, they just strip their clothes off because the aliens weren't going to be watching them on the cameras, during that time.
Yeah, all crazy though, having to be with your grandpa in the shower. He's like trying to tell you something very serious, and it's like, how do you pay attention when like he's naked right there? I
thought it was perfect when he's like, come on, Morty, let's take a shower with your grandpa or something. He's like, come take a shower with your grandpa.
He's like, no.
Starts ripping his clothes off.
Like, I'd rather go hang out with who?
I can't remember her name, but she was that one that he was fondling her breast in that one episode. The girl that he likes from that school. Mm-hmm. She's supposed to be probably very popular. She even did a little breast shake. Because she's all developed and everything. So she even shook her breast a little bit when she was trying to tell Morty to, trying to persuade him to do something. I don't remember.
To give up the black matter recipe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then Rick ends up popping up just in time. So that whole time, it was the aliens, like you said, trying to get the
recipe.
The black matter recipe. So what also was very funny was seeing how Jerry was completely clueless about the whole simulation. It took him quite some time to actually figure out that he was in a simulation. What was it when he started giving the speech?
Yeah, when he was giving his speech for the award.
The Apple Awards or something. It looked almost like an Oscar, but it was holding an apple instead of like a globe or something. Yeah. Right? Isn't that what they usually the Oscars hold? Like a person holding a...
No, I don't know. I really don't know.
Or is it's holding something. It's a person. I think it's like a person standing there.
But I don't know.
Well, either way, he's giving his speech, and then he realizes that the mailman, there's like 3 different mailmen, and everybody starts glitching out. It starts bugging out. So,
but how do you not notice that it's the same freaking people over and over and over, like
in every situation. Yeah,
like,
yeah, that was pretty funny. But you know, it just that was
honestly, it just goes to show that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
With Morty,
at the end of the day,
Morty and Jerry are pretty similar. Yeah, you can tell that's his son.
Yeah, like the mom seems to be a little more intelligent.
Yeah.
That's why in the beginning when she was so like not there and like robotic like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's not her.
Yeah.
It's not like
Something's
her.
going on. But Jerry is on a whole different level. He seriously couldn't put one and one together, which you know, it took him a little bit of time, but he got there. And then, you know, he was pretty sad about it, the whole thing, you know, because he thought his plan actually worked and went through. Because then when he went to the real world, when he went back, you know, to his real Earth, his plan didn't go so good, or his idea of the apple or whatever the hell it was.
He thought copying the "Got Milk" sort of a slogan was gonna work for him.
But with apples?
No.
Yeah, no way.
So Rick and Morty end up going and what is it, like a concert? They try giving like a rap concert and he's like, oh, you know, the crowd's very small, so I guess I can't give him the black matter recipe. Yeah. But then you see this big old crowd just start coming in.
Because since they know that the aliens are watching and they know that, you know, they want... If Rick is saying there's not a big enough crowd, then they're going to make sure there's a big enough crowd.
So he was already like on it. Like he knew that they were watching him and they were being very cautious of everything Rick and Morty were doing. Yeah,
so they kind of, you know, just started Rick started spitting out these problems for everybody to solve and certain, you know, somebody people to move their fingers.
Yeah, he was telling them to jump up.
Just trying to do as many things as possible to make them bug out and glitch.
Yes, very smart.
So they could eventually, you know, bug the system out and get to the edge.
Yeah, the edge. What was it? The simulation.
Yeah, the edge. Yeah, the edge of the simulation. So they were able to jump out. You know, since the system's bugged right now, that's like the only time you can see the edge is when it's all, you know, messed up. So they jump off. They run into the spaceship, thinking they're about to get away. Collected a bunch of crystals. Jump into a ship, take off, and then realize that they're in a simulation of a simulation.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, like, what's going on here? And then, you know, I guess the whole time these aliens have been after Rick, trying to get the black matter recipe, and they, you know, they didn't get the black matter recipe the first time, but they got the code to his safe.
To his safe.
So that's what they used the first simulation for, was to get Rick's passcode to his safe. So one part that I guess ain't even very important, but I just need to talk about it, is the butthole flaps. Like, oh my god, guys, that was so hilarious. You would never think that they're gonna be like this alien. Well, you would never think an alien has butthole flaps, but I guess they do in a way.
That's what I was even thinking, like, what?
So his friend, the alien's friend, I don't know if it's like his receptionist or his just the person assistant ends up coming to him saying, oh, do you still want to, you know, go to your doctor's appointment to check on your the discoloration of your butthole flaps or something?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, what's going on? But
he was so embarrassed. He's like, that's part of the simulation.
Oh yeah, so
you know,
I just needed to add that in there, guys, because that really was probably one of my favorite parts in this episode.
Hey, but it was important that he kept that appointment at the end of the day.
Yeah. So in the second simulation, Rick ends up giving Morty, the fake Morty, the black matter recipe, which, you know, it wasn't the real recipe in the first place, but I think he must have already known that that was the fake Morty. So he ends up giving them the black matter recipe. I guess they end up telling him that he can go back home now, right? Yeah. Is that why they were sending them back home in the spaceship? They were just letting them go.
And they started celebrating. Yeah. The aliens started celebrating, thinking, oh, we got the black matter recipe. Yeah. But no.
As soon as he throws in the water, I think it just causes a bad chemical reaction. So he pretty much blows up the whole planet. Rick ends up telling Jerry to, you know, go ask the smartest people what happened, but they're dead now. So, yeah. So it was just really funny, guys. Good episode. Really just had us laughing. And I think these past few episodes have really had us laughing. It's just...
But wait, what about Morty in the end?
What do you mean?
Morty turns out he was not there. So Rick goes into his room all drunk.
Oh, yeah. And
you know, asking him to see if he was still a simulation or not.
Yeah. And then Morty's freaking out, wondering why his grandpa's in here with a knife. Asking him all these questions, telling him that he's his friend and that he's his buddy and that they just had a good time. And then he pulls out a knife and tells him if this is all simulation, which, you know, it isn't. And then, you know, Rick passes out. Morty's there wondering why his grandpa just did that. And
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It must be crazy. Like, you know, you're just sleeping. I don't know where your grandpa comes in, all drunk.
That's why he was like,
you,
what a
hey.
life. That's why he was like, yeah, what a life. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a normal life right there. But super good, guys. Can't wait for the next episode. We enjoy that you guys are coming back, leaving all those likes and all those comments. It really helps us out and it lets us know that you are enjoying our content. So either way, we appreciate all that support you guys continue to show us with all those likes and all those comments. It really helps us out, guys, and it lets us know that you guys are enjoying our content. Seriously, guys, for you guys to take time out of your day to go down and press the like button or just to leave a comment, you know, to help us clear something that we might have missed, it really means a lot to us. So either way, till next time, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.